prepping mistakes I have made over the years. Stick with me on this one. This will be a good one. If you guys haven't met me yet, I am Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. And I really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for allowing me to be part of your day. For this video, I'm just gonna walk around the woods on my property and talk to you guys about, hey, mistakes we make as preppers. We all make them. And sorry about the camera. It happens to the best of us. No matter how good you are, we all still make mistakes. But I want to talk about the mistakes I've made, so hopefully you guys won't make some of these mistakes. So that's why we need to discuss this. I've made a lot of mistakes, and if you learn the right way, then hopefully you won't make any of these mistakes. So stick around, please watch the whole video, because I'm gonna be talking about a lot of different topics and a lot of lessons learned that I have learned, unfortunately, the hard way. I'm gonna save my favorite and the biggest impact one for last, of course. So one of the things I have learned about prepping and is kind of the mental aspect of it. And stick with me, it's interesting, it's not boring mental stuff. So I used to, first let me backtrack a little bit. Well, I did that video recently about the fear-based prepper channels. I used to watch them. I'm not going to talk about names because I feel that there is a place for them in our niche, because sometimes we need to have a fire lit under our rear ends. But yeah, too much is too much. So anyway, I was in a place where I thought things were on the verge. I mean, I thought things were just going to light off any second now. Anytime helicopters would fly over, and where I live sort of close to Joint Base Lewis McChord. So there's a lot of helicopters around here. Black Hawks, Apaches, Chinooks, all those helicopters out there running around. And I literally thought that, especially when they fly over my house, I literally thought that they might be coming to land and, take me out because of my beliefs and what I stand for and stuff like that. Well, that is no way to live. I used to think that, like I said, things were just going to light off any second now. And I lived, day to day like that, worrying. And well, let me not say worry. I don't know about worry, because I'm fairly prepared and skilled and trained, and I have a group and all the things a lot of people wish they had, and I'm very blessed. Yeah, I used to live in a state of paranoia. There you go. That's the word for it. I've learned here, no panic, no paranoia, just peace of mind prepping. And I don't know what really changed, what allowed me to change and realize that living like that isn't really good. I think I probably just got burned out. And I went through that time when I wasn't really here on YouTube very often for a long period. It was a struggle, and I was frustrated and worn out and all those kind of things. And it was not a good place to be. I kind of took a step backwards, or not a step backwards. I kind of took a time out and realized that, stuff may still happen. Big events, economic collapse, stuff like that. I know there's a lot of talk of civil war. The more I learn and the more I think about it rationally, like an intelligent human being, the consequences of that, speaking of civil war, and how it will go down and the consequences of it and all the stuff about it, man, that would not be good. A lot of people think it would be good because, we need a revolution or whatever it is to replace or fix our current government, which I believe there's a lot that needs to be done to fix it. I believe that there's a lot of improvements that could be made for sure. But I'm not really going to get into this video is not really about that. But I mean, if we did go to civil war with each other and open fighting in the streets and stuff like that, our enemies, our adversaries would just wait for us to, you know, they sit back and wait for us to weaken ourselves by, you know, killing each other and stuff, and destroying infrastructure and manufacturing and, you know, war fighting capability. And then they would just sweep in and take us over. So it's not something that I want to happen, of course. The peaceful way is always the better way. Spoken as a, you know, somebody, I mean, I served for 20 years in the military as a warrior. I don't want war. The only people that do are sickos. They have some severe mental disorders. That's not a good thing. Warriors don't like war. I mean, because they're the ones that go out and die. You know, it's the rich that sit back, and the powerful and the powers that be and all that stuff like that sit back and gain more power, more control, and more wealth, while poor people suffer, die for them and all that stuff like that. The military-industrial complex is a real problem, as well as a lot of other things. But kind of rambling here, sorry about that. Stick with me. Let's go into other prepping mistakes I've made. Other prepping mistakes I have made, just a sec here. Stick with me. There we go. Okay. Other prepping mistakes I have made are food storage. Big time mistakes, because I wanted to spend money on food storage and maximize my food storage, which makes sense, right? Well, yeah, it does. But what I was doing was I wasn't storing it properly. I wasn't spending the money to store my food storage properly. So at one point, I took literally, not kidding, not exaggerating, 1,280 pounds of food storage to the dump. It's a lot of food storage. It's a lot of food. Yeah. And improper storage is a big thing, especially when you're just stockpiling lots of food. I just, you know, I'd throw it in totes, throw it in the shed, you know, which wasn't climate controlled. It wasn't humidity controlled, all the stuff like that, because it does take more money to properly store your food than it does to just buy it, you know, and throw it in totes or whatever and stack it up. And we just I don't have room in my house for all my food storage. Of course not. I mean, I have a tiny house. Well, not a tiny home, but you know what I mean. So those are some of the big mistakes I've made. And sorry about the plane overhead. Oh, they're coming to get me. No, seriously, could something big happen in the near future? Sure. Could the economy collapse tomorrow? Yeah, lots of things could happen. But having paranoia over them constantly and constantly thinking that they're going to happen isn't a way to live. Some other mistakes I have made, I feel, everybody may not agree, but for me personally, I put money into food storage and water storage and stuff like that, which is a good thing, of course, right? Yes. But I forsaked some big time force multipliers for if kind of defensive operations or force is ever needed. I did not put aside the money and save for night vision or thermal or suppressors or anything like that. And now here we are approaching the end of the window, the end of the availability to get a suppressor. I feel, in this state at least, I know, because they're going to ban them as soon as the tax goes away. And so I basically have a month, and yeah, it's just not in the budget. So don't always forsake the bigger ticket items just to buy a bunch more of the smaller ticket items. more balance, I guess. I just didn't do that properly. So these are some of the mistakes I've made. I hope you guys liked the video. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.